Okay, friends. Hello again. Today I will start to talk about floating elements. Okay. Floating allows us to move an element to one side of the screen, actually. And other content in the document then flows around the floated element. And now I'm going to solve an exercise to show you how we can do such designs on our page. Okay. Okay. It seems everything fine. And everything's fine. Okay, I can start. Now let me open our HTML page. Okay, friends. Now, of course, first of all, I'm going to write.
Hocam, did you share your screen?
Sorry. Thank you for getting my attention, Marish. Then, of course, I should share my screen. Yes, I think it's okay now. You can see my screen. Now, okay, friends. This is my HTML page. And here, first of all, I'm going to write my CSS, style. Here is my style. Okay. Now, let me give some features to header, paragraph, heading, and I'm going to create a section. Then I will have a floated class to create a floating element. Okay, and then we'll have our page. Here, let me say for the header, I'm going to give background color. That sky blue, and text alignment, center, font family. You already know these, okay? Real, Helvetica, sans serif can be our font family, and let me give padding, which can be .2em. Okay. Okay, that's all for header. And for my paragraph, let me give text alignment. Let's say that justify. Font family. Let's make it different. Okay. And margin could be .5em. And for heading 1, margin up 0 pixel. Here I'm going to create my class for floated. What will happen for floated class when I use this class? First of all, I want background color to be, let's say that aqua. Okay. Let me change font size. 1.5 em. Font family. Well, friends, when you are developing professional projects, then you need to consider many things. Here, I'm trying to consider as many as possible. Okay. Padding .2em, margin left .5 em, margin bottom. We can consider many things. Margin bottom .5 em, and float feature. I want it to be floated to the right. Okay, this is very important. And text alignment can be right. And for the width, this is also important. I'm going to use, let's say, 50% of my page. Okay. Yes, and this is for my floated class. And let me create one thing for section, because when I create the section, I want it to be bordered with a solid line. So for section, I'm going to say border 1 pixel solid, and color can be, let's say, blue. Okay. Now, my style is ready, friends. Okay, my style is ready. I can decrease size a little bit. Okay. My style is ready. Now, for the body, I'm going to use these to create my page. Okay. And first of all, we use Google. Okay, we can use Google. Let me check my folder, because first of all I need to save it. Okay. Here I'm going to take the path. Okay, I'm saving it as HTML1. Okay, save it. Now let's see which image I have. Okay, we have Google PNG. You remember this one, I think. Google PNG. Okay, I can use this one. Okay, then first of all, header, I'm going to display an image with the source, source google.png. Okay, and alternative text can be Google. This is my header. Okay, let me see. Save. Okay, this is my header, but you see the background is for the header, as I said, it's light sky blue. Okay, text alignment is centered. Okay, and padding is 0.2 em. Okay, let's continue. Here I'm going to create my section. Okay, I'm going to create my section. And for section, I will have a border. And in my section, I will have heading 1 with the class floated. Now I'm going to use my floated class here in heading 1. Heading 1 is margin top is 0 pixel, and it will have the features coming from floated class. Okay. And here I will say that client server programming course. This is my heading. So, and I will have a paragraph. Okay. And for the paragraph, okay, I will just have some text. I'm just typing something, okay? No meaning, but let's say that we have such text. We save it and see what's going on. Okay. Now you see what happened here. This is my paragraph. Problems comes after header, which I have Google image. But the problem is I have a floated class that I used for my heading. And I'm saying that create a programming course. So what happened for the floated features makes it to go floated. It will be floated. It will go to right, and it will take some space here, but the paragraph comes around it. Okay. This is the idea, and this is what we are trying to do. And if you like, for example, you can create one more section. This can be another section on the same page. And another heading with a class methods. Okay. And then I will have, let's say that we have a course, we have course outline, let's say. Okay. And again, one paragraph. I'm going to copy this paragraph. Let me do it like this, then you can see it here. Okay. And I'm saving the page and refreshing. Okay. The float is very important here. For example, instead of right, you can try other options. Okay. For example, left. What happens if I say left? You see, the headings are moving to left. Okay, you can try other alternatives and see what's going on. This is all about floating. Okay, friends?
Sir?
Yes.
Yes,
who's speaking?
Omar.
Yes, Omar.
For the text align, justify what is going to do.
Where is that?
If you go up in line 11.
For the paragraph,
16.
I'm justifying it. You know, justify,
Yes.
left justify, centered. This is what I'm talking here. This is nothing special, and just alignment. Like a word, for example, you can center the text. Okay, like here, I centered it, and here I justified it. The left side and right side will have the equal distance to the border. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we have a question here, I think. Let me check it. Wallahi Muhammad, yani I don't understand. I have more than 50 people in the class, but only you are leaving difficulties. I don't know the reason. I think you are not checking your emails regularly, okay? Or you are not checking your emails, because I am always sending emails about these things. In the last weekend, I sent an email that in Cyprus, the time is changed. It moved 1 hour further. So I warned everybody. And it doesn't matter, Mehmet, you are also saying the same thing. But friends, at the beginning of the semester, I told everybody, and this is not my rule, this is university rule. It says that all lectures will be handled, will be given based on the time in Cyprus. Because, you know, our university is international, so we have friends from all over the world. And time may be different in your country. So how we are going to do the lectures? So the university administration said that all lectures will be done based on the time in Cyprus. Doesn't matter what is seen on Microsoft Teams. This is our third semester that we are doing online lectures. You know that we are not considering the time of Microsoft Teams. We are considering the time in Cyprus, because Microsoft Teams unfortunately cannot handle this time difference still. And I'm creating my meeting at 10:30, but it seems at 11:30. But this is because of the time settings on your computer. Actually, I cannot complain about Microsoft Teams. It will be unfair if I do that. And it will be most probably about your settings. So when I create 10:30, it will be seen 11:30 on your computer, on your Teams account. Okay, that may be the reason. But friends, actually, we are finishing almost the half of the semester. So we are still talking about when we have lecture, when the time is, what is the time of this lecture. Please, let's talk about other things. Okay, sorry for this, but I need to be honest to you. Anyway, okay, this is all about floating. Then let me check our next topic. Okay, that's good. We can say a few words about media times and media queries. Just a minute, friends. Okay, let me open my. Okay. I think it is here. Okay. Friends, this is important because, you know, when you finish your design and you want to publish your project, you have to consider that your project may be seen by various media types. I mean, various devices. For example, handheld device can be used. You know, these are designed for mobile internet devices. Or Braille. Do you know what is Braille? These machines and these, you are reading and printing web pages in Braille. Okay, this is for disabled people that they cannot see well, or they can see. For speech, allow the programmer to give a speech synthesizing web browser more information about the content of the web page. Or you can consider if the user wants to print your page. So what will happen? I mean, let's say we have a good design. We used a colorful page, and the user wants to print the page. Then if we don't do anything, then this colorful page will be printed. So this will not be economical, you know, a full A4 page and fully colored, and it cannot be one page. It may be, let's say, 20 page, 30 page, 40 page. It's possible. Okay. So what we are doing, we have our own design, but we can create alternative design for alternative devices or alternative options. So let me show you. For example, let's say that we have this page. Okay, we designed this page, but we have background color here. When the user wants to print this page, the user doesn't need to see this color on the page, on the real page. So when user tries to print the page, background color is being white. So it will be economical for him. Okay. And here, how we are doing that? As you see, here we are saying media all. When we say media all, for all options, the browser will use these settings, okay? This CSS style. Then I said that media print, we are using media, okay? At media, I'm saying at media print. When I say print, it means that when the user wants to take print of my page. On print preview, you can see also, or she can see also. But when the user wants to print my page, then my CSS settings or adjustment are being like this. So here, in the previous one for media all, I set that still blue for background color. But here, when a user tries to print it, back color will be white. Okay, and you can do this for speech, you can do this for braille, you can do this for handheld. Okay, here I just did for print. Okay, you can use media to create different settings for your page. Okay. This is media all for all options, and this is media print for print option. Okay. And what we have next? Okay, in our next exercise, let me create a new page because here I'm trying to create, I want to try interactive page, but I'm going to do it with CSS. So I will create a menu, okay? When a user goes on it, it will expand, and I can visit menu items. And then when user clicks, when user moves on a menu item, its color will be changed. Okay, this will be an interactive part on our page. Okay, so how we are doing such things by using CSS? Now I'm going to talk about that. And here, create our CSS. Okay. Now, first of all, let me determine font family for body. Okay. This is enough for body. And for navigation element, you know, I told about this in HTML topic. For navigation, I will say font weight bold, color, let's say white, border 2 pixel, solid, and let's say blue. Okay. And then text alignment. Here it can be center. Width can be 10 EM. And let me give background color. Okay. This is for navigation. For when we are navigating, this is, you know, this just we are using now for our page structure. And after I create navigation, under navigation, we will have a list. So for this list, let me say unordered list. If we have unordered list under navigation, I want to display nothing. Okay. list style will be nothing. I don't want anything. And margin 0 and padding 0. Okay, this will be for my unordered list under navigation element. But when I have navigation hover, it means that when I move my mouse to navigation element, okay, my unordered list display will be block. Okay, so when I move on my navigation element, the list will be displayed. Okay, and if for navigation list item in my unordered list, which is under navigation, I'm saying that border top solid and blue, and background color will be white. Width could be 10 em, and color will be black. Okay, this is for a list item under list item of unordered list under navigation element. Okay, and when user moves mouse cursor on list item, how I will show it. Okay. So I want background color to be, let's say, aquamarine, okay, and text decoration, no any text decoration, but the background color will be aquamarine when I move my mouse on list item. Okay, and sorry, for this text decoration, no, I don't want it here. Sorry, for this text decoration, sorry. When I move my mouse on list item, I want background color to be aquamarine. I'm changing it to aquamarine. I will use text decoration to anchor element. Okay. Now let me go my body part and create our menu. Okay, friends, what I'm going to do, of course, I will have navigation element, and here I'm saying, let's say that menu, then I will have unordered list, and I will have list item. So in my list item, let me say file and list item edit and list item view and list item project, and let me have one more debug. Okay, I'm saving it. Okay, yes, then let me see it on browser. Okay, now I have menu. I'm moving on my menu. Okay, you see when I move on menu, my list is displaying by the browser. What happens here? Actually, what happens here? When I go on menu, okay, because my menu is under navigation, and navigation gives it background color blue and the details to show the menu like this. Okay. Okay. Here, if I change it to, let's say that pink, okay, it will be pink. Okay. Then this navigation gives this style to my menu. So when I move on it, when I move on navigation, this will run, and unordered list display will be blocked. So this unordered, by default, it takes that display none, list style none, okay? But when I move my mouse on navigation, this unordered list display will be blocked. And so this will have higher priority so that the list will be seen when I go on it, okay? This is the idea here. So for list item, we have again, this features, but how they're active when I move my mouse on a list item. So, okay, its background color will be aquamarine, and this will be active, okay? But when I go on list item, its background color will be changed to aquamarine. For example, here I can say red, or let's say pale green, okay? Save it, refresh it. This is my menu. Look, it's pale green. When I go on it, the background color will be pale green, and this has higher priority, so it will change to pale green, not white, okay? Okay, now, okay, just I wondered for the text decoration here for the file, let me say anchor href, let's say hash, okay, and I'm going to write the file here to just activate text decoration none. I'm saving it, I'm refreshing. Okay, this is the difference. When you go on it, for example, you can, well, now we have nothing, but you may write some links here, for example, http www.google.com, or let's write our department's website, cmp emu edu.tr. Okay, refresh. Okay, you see when its color is blue, when I go on it and I click on that, it will load our department's website, official website. Okay. You can also do such things. Okay. Is it okay? It's possible to create such interactive parts in your page, in your HTML page, by using CSS. Okay. Now, let me say some more advanced features of CSS. For example, we can create text shadows. Okay, we can create box shadows. We can have transition images. Let me say a few words about that. I'm going to create another file. Okay, and here I have style. Now for heading 1, I'm going to say text shadow. Okay. We have 4 attributes for that. The first one is horizontal offset for the shadow. Let's say that -4 pixel. Okay. The second one is vertical offset for the shadow. Let's say 4 pixel. The third one is blur radius. Let's say 6 pixel. And the last one is, let's say that the color. So I'm saying dim gray. Okay, this is text shadow. You can also give, for example, font size. I'm saying 400%. Okay, for heading. And here in body part, I'm going to use that. Okay, I will say heading 1. This is the text with shadow. Saving it. Yes. Okay. Save, refresh. Oops. Okay. Do you see the shadow? We have shadow here. You see, we have shadow. We can play with the colors. Okay, we can play with the blue radius. For example, I can change it to 10. You see, or you can make it 2 and see what's going on. Okay. You can play with horizontal and vertical offsets. This is the thing that you can use with your CSS and give good design features to your page. Another thing is box shadow. Let me say a few words about that. So here, I'm creating div style for div element. Let me give width 200 pixel, height 200 pixel, background color and here box shadow. Let's say 25 pixel, 25 pixel, 50 pixel, and I can use dim gray. Okay, here the first one again is horizontal offset. Yes, it's horizontal offset. The second one is vertical offset for the shadow, I mean. Blue radius and color. Okay, the meaning of these parameters are the same with text shadow. And then let me say I can give float to it, to left, margin white 120 pixel, and margin top 40 pixel. Okay. Now, okay, but I want to show you 2 different box. So here I'm going to use another style for box 2, and here I will say width 200 pixel, height 200 pixel background color can be the same. For the box shadow, I'm going to say minus 25 pixel, minus 25 pixel, and 50 pixel, and dim gray. I want you to see the difference. Dim gray. Okay. And for heading 1, let me delete this. I will say text alignment. Okay. Now, in my body, what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to create my div element, okay, and I'm going to use h1 here, okay. I will say box shadowing. I'm saving it. So let's see what's happening. Okay. Okay, you see, we have heading 1, text is centered, and then we have some features coming for div. And you see the box shadowing is 25 pixel, 25 pixel horizontal offset, vertical offset, blur, and blue radius, and the color is dim gray. Okay, you can see it. Then let me show you the second type of box that I created, box 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do for that, I'm not deleting the first one, it will be seen again, but for this div I'm going to create ID. So this ID will be, of course, box number 2, okay, that I created here. I'm going to use it as my ID. So here again I will say h1, sorry, h1, and here let's say second type of box. Okay, I'm saving it and refreshing it. Did you see the difference? I just played with offsets, or horizontal and vertical offsets. So this happened. Okay. Okay, and our last exercise about transition. Okay, for that, actually, I will need 2 pictures, and let me choose 2 pictures. Let me check their sizes. Okay, let me use 3 and 4. Okay, I'm going to copy these 3 and 4. Then I will paste them here. Okay, 3 and 4. I'm going to use these. Okay, then new file, HTML page. Okay, what I'm going to do, style, type, now for cover, I will use cover, an idea cover. I'm saying this name, cover, okay? And here, I will say position. Position will be relative. And for margin, I will say 0, and it will be auto, okay? And when I use cover ID with image in that, So I want position to be absolute, okay, not relative, left 0, and transition, this is the feature that I want to show you, okay, transition, opacity 4 seconds, easy in out, okay. Of course, we have meaning for these parameters. Transition consists of 3 parameters. The first one is the transition shows the transition that will occur on the opacity of the image. Okay. The second one is the time, actually 4 seconds. This is transition duration. And the third value, easy in out, is the transition timing function. Okay, you can actually try other options as well, or try alternatives to see what's happening later. Okay, then here I'm saying one more thing. For my cover ID, for the image top, if I move my mouse on the top, if I have, let's say we have cover ID, under cover ID we have image, and in image we have top class. And if we use top class and the user moves mouse on that part on my page, okay, then what I'm going to do, I will say opacity will be 0. Okay, then that image will be visible. Okay, let me write the body part, then you can understand more clearly. Okay, here I will use cover ID, so I need to use an element to group other elements. So here I will use div. Then my ID is equal to cover. Okay, I'm using cover. Now here we have cover, which is position relative now. Then here I'm going to use image with class bottom. Okay, I just said something. I mean, and then I will have source. Let me say 3.jpg, and alternative text is, let's say that 3. And the next image will be class top, and source is for JPG, and alternative is equal to 4. Okay. Now let's see what happens. Okay. Did you see that? The transition. Now, sorry, but my image, two images should have the same size, of course, but I don't have 2 images that have exactly the same size. So the first image is bottom side is shown here. Sorry for that. Actually, now it's not very important. The important thing is 2 images are already on the page. Okay, 2 images are already on the page. 3 and 4. But what's happening when I am hovering on top? This is the image, is image 4. The guy here is image 4. When I hover on it, opacity of that will be 0. Okay? When its opacity is being 0, and don't forget we are under image, opacity will be 0, but there will be a transition, okay, that it will disappear. And then what happens? The first image is already there. It will come forward and it will be seen. This is the idea here. Okay. I'm moving my mouse on that. See? Image 4 is disappeared. Its opacity is 0 now. But starting from 100 to 0, there's a transition, which is done in 4 seconds, as I said here. You can change the time, for example, 2 seconds. It will be faster. I'm saving it. I'm refreshing it. I'm moving on it. See, it's faster now. And here, let me try this. Because I want to say this. Here, I said bottom, but no need for that, okay? I mean, you can directly use the image because I don't have bottom class. So you don't need to do that. Actually, nothing will change if you say a class here that is not exist in your CSS style, okay? Doesn't matter. But top class is important because I'm using that. Top, because when I move my mouse on the image, we need that class, because if we have that class in that image and we move our mouse cursor on that image, opacity will be 0. Okay. Okay, friends. I think everything is clear. If you have any question, I can answer. But let me tell you one more thing. Okay. At the end of our lecture notes, I gave you a link, okay? W3 Schools. I gave you this link just for CSS3 transition, but you can use it for other things. Let me show you here. Okay, now we have CSS transitions. Friends, here you can find HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and some other programming languages that you can get benefit. Here we have, advanced CSS topics, basic CSS topics. Okay, you can find tutorials. But the very good thing here is that, for example, this is the code. Okay, for the transition. Okay, if you like, you can try your code here. Okay, look, I'm saying run. Okay, see, you can try your code. You can try transition, for example. You can change the code here. I'm saying it not 2 seconds. I will make it 4 seconds. Then run it, and you see, you can play with the code and see what's happening. Okay, so this is just about transition, but you will see other advanced topics here also. Okay, the topics that I already told and the topics that I didn't told, but you may need to use them in professional life. Okay, we have many things here, and you can try your code on the page, on this W3 Schools page. And also they have HTML, JavaScript that we are also trying to cover in the course. Okay. This site is so useful. This is why I am suggesting you. Okay, friends. Then I'm stopping here.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Diari.
I'm sorry. Can you please also a little bit explain how to separate the file, the CSS file and the HTML? How to separate them and then link it in the HTML?
Do you mean? Okay, let me show you from here. 3.1. If you watch lecture videos, I already explained it there, but let me show you on the lecture notes as well. Linking external style sheets. I told the philosophy why we may need this, because the update will be easier for us. We can create our own library, and also if we have many engineers working on the same project, it will be very easy to update everybody. So it is good to have external style sheet. Okay, this is an example. Okay, 9 lines of code for CSS. You can save it with CSS extension. Okay, or you can go to here. You can use, let me say, file, text file, but extension you can save it as CSS, or you can go new file, and here we have style sheet. Okay, open it, and you see it says CSS extension here. It comes automatically. You can write your CSS here, but CSS means only the style part. Okay, CSS means only the style part. So after you prepare your CSS, then what's happening in your HTML code? You have to link it. As you see here, you will use link element in the head part of our HTML, and you will say style sheet type text CSS, and the important part is hyperlink reference here. Actually, in this example, I just wrote the name of my file, styles.css, but this is local file, and it is on the same path that I saved this HTML. But in professional life, what we are suggesting, you have CSS library, you want to share it with other engineers. Okay, it should be on the web or on the internet, let's say. You can put it on a server. Then another engineer can give a link here, for example, http://cmp/emu/styles.css. And then when the other engineer gives that link here, in hyperlink reference here, then it will automatically take that CSS features over the internet. Actually, these are the alternatives that you can use. Of course, you will decide. You can use your CSS local, you can use it over internet, or you can send CSS to everybody and they will copy and paste the file, or you can put it on the internet and everybody can write directly hyperlink reference. We have alternatives, but according to me, the easiest way is using internet. And the other thing is, for example, you may want to create your own CSS library. That is a little bit different issue. You will decide which option you can consider. But here is the way. You will use link element in this way and write hyperlink reference for your CSS file, and you can easily do that. Okay. And Visual Studio also helps you to create your CSS files. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
You are welcome. Okay, friends, then I'm...
So just
okay, yeah.
Just one more question, I'm sorry. Can we use 2 CSS files at the same time for one HTML, or each HTML should have only one CSS?
Okay, let's try it, Diary, and we have time for that. Let me try it. Okay, let me choose one of them with a short. Okay, let's try and see what's happening. And here, let me create a new one. It will be better, I think. New file. This is my HTML page. Okay. Here I'm saying style. No, not style here. Let me style sheet CSS. Okay. Here I'm going to give a paragraph. Let's say that color blue. Okay. Style sheet 1 CSS. Let me save it. style sheet 1 CSS. I'm saving it. Okay. This one, let me save it. This one as well. Yes. Okay. Let me say 5. Now here I'm going to use it. Okay. What's that? Here, from here, I will use the same technique that I did here. Let me change this one. Okay, then, okay, let me say here, link row style sheet, and type is text CSS, and hyperlink reference. I'm using it locally, so I will just write the name of it. Style sheet 1.css. Okay, and now okay. Oh, let me change. Okay. Now we have that. What we have here, we have paragraph. Let me see if it works. Test. Okay, save. Okay. Then it seems fine. We have test here, which is blue color. Okay. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, now, I'm going to create one more style sheet. We'll try it. We'll see it. File, style sheet. This will be the second one. And for this one, let me say for heading 1, I'm going to give color pink. Okay. I'm saving it to the same place. Then here, I will use the link element one more time. And here I will use style sheet 2. And of course, how I can try, I will see for my H1 test for heading. Let's say test for second style sheet. Okay, I'm saving it, and here I'm refreshing it. Okay, Diary. This means that this is the proof that it's possible to use more than one CSS. I mean, more than one CSS external file. Okay, in single page. It's possible.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. You are welcome, Diary. Okay, friends. Let me stop recording.